Hi! This is every show I saw in 2022, Les Mis. This was my 20th time seeing Les Mis. Then again, I saw Les Mis. I know, it was insane. I had never seen it twice in one day before, and I really don't want to do it again. It really messed with my brain. Then I saw the Bonnie and Clyde concert with Jeremy Jordan. Oh my god, it was insane. Seeing Jeremy Jordan do Raise a Little Hell live, oh my god. Rocky Horror. This was the 5th time I saw Rocky Horror, and I love it. It's just a classic. It's so short though, that's the only thing I think. I want more of it. Then I saw Bedknobs and Broomsticks. I literally only went to this because Rob Madge was in it, and they were so good. At the end, when they find out that like this whole thing was fake, and it's just like trauma. I didn't know that happened, and I was like, Fatal Attraction. My first play this year. Oh, it was 2 people from Corrie in it. I just bought tickets last minute. I didn't know what it was about or anything, but it was so good. Like, the audience as well were like so reactive. I love when an audience gasps in the theatre. It's one of my favourite things ever. I love hearing them react in that way. It's just like, oh, it makes me so happy. This was my 8th time seeing Blood Brothers. I don't really know what to say. Can't go wrong with Blood Brothers, I don't think. Nora, A Doll's House. So it was like a retelling of A Doll's House from like 3 different timelines. They had these strings coming down from the top that were connected to the stage, and the stage rotated, and as it got to the end, the stage had rotated like all the way, so all the strings were like overlapping and really tight, like the space in the middle was really small. I'm sure it signified something really cool, but I don't know. And then I saw the tour of 6. I always like crap on 6 because I think it's just like low effort, but it's really fun. I'm not counting this because it's not like a professional production, but I did go and see Arden MT third years do Little Women. It was really good. I'd never seen Little Women before. I'd never even seen the movie. I did watch it after I saw the show. I hated it. The next proper show that I saw, professional, was the UK tour of The Addams Family. Right, I'd seen The Addams Family before ages and ages ago, and I remember liking it, but it's not good. It isn't good. Act 2 could be 5 minutes long, and I'd be like, okay. And then they add the thing about Uncle Fester being in love with the moon. I don't care. Then I saw Animal Farm. Oh my god, I love this play so much, because I could see this scene like building up, and then it would just black out, and then it would be like dead. I loved it. I loved it so much. I also just love Animal Farm as a story. Oh my god. When Napoleon stood up for the first time, I was like, oh, it was so good. Electric Rosary. I can't remember what it was about, but I do remember really enjoying it. Hedwig and the Angry Inch. It was Davina De Campo was Hedwig, which, oh my god. The set for it, I really enjoyed. It's quite a small space. They had projections at the back, and it was just so cool. I love seeing how like small spaces do theatre. I think theatre should always be in like a small space. Singing in the Rain, and I was really not expecting to like it, but it was so good. And I was like, wow, rain on the stage, this is so cool. And it was funny as well. Oh my god, so many people threw things at other characters, and the other characters just caught them. Oh, every time anyone throws anything in theatre, I'm like, oh my god, don't drop it, don't drop it. I saw someone throw something from like across the other side of the stage to someone on a ladder, and he caught it. So scary. But yeah, that fear aside, I really liked the show. Passion at the Hope Mill. Bit of a weird story. It was so weird because they were like, oh, this woman, she's so sick and she's so ugly. And she walks out and it's Ruthie Henschel. She's meant to be like old and decrepit. It's Ruthie Henschel. What? It's really odd. As you like it, I didn't like it. It was alright, it was fun. And I didn't know that it wasn't a tragedy. And I was like, oh, this would be the perfect moment for someone to die. And none of them died. I don't think any of them. Maybe somebody died. Nobody was murdered. And that's what I wanted from this. Karina, oh my god, I love this play. Like, the acting was incredible. The story was so cool. I was sitting there the whole time like, oh, I wish I'd written this. Oh my god, I wish I'd written this. It was really cool to see like a new thing, and I hope they bring it back because I loved it. The Play That Goes Wrong. The actual people who wrote the show were in the show. They all came back. Everything they do, I'm just obsessed with. I was so happy I got to see them in these roles. Anything goes. It's so bad. You could take out every single song and you would miss nothing. I was just like bored the whole time. And I don't know why everyone goes on about this. Everyone was like loving it. I hated it. One Man, Two Guvnors. I love this play. I think it's so funny. And I really like the music as well. Then I saw One Man, Two Guvnors again with my dad. There's nothing much more I can say about it. I really liked it. The Arsonists. And I really liked it. It was very interesting. It was one of those ones where it's like, oh, what are people like? It was kind of like dystopian vibes. It was just really cool. School of Rock. This was the 3rd time I'd seen School of Rock. I'd seen it twice in the West End, but that was like how many years ago, like 5 years ago I think. I really like School of Rock. Some of the songs are really good. I'm like, yes, I love this, but most of the time I'm like, oh, Andrew, stop writing shows every brilliant thing. And it was really cute. It was like this one woman show. She did bring people on stage as well. She was like, you're gonna be the vet now, telling me that my dog died. And I'm like, oh, shook. I love this one. It was really good. It was really well acted. It was good though. Yeah. It was a good play, alright? Yay! Then I saw Cabaret. I saw Frafi and Amy Lennox for the first time and they were so good. Seeing this show for the second time really made me fall down the rabbit hole of this show. And you know what? I'm not upset about that. I love this show so much. It's so much that I saw it a week later. So I noticed that there were table seats for £80 each. You have to buy them both. And I was like, well, I have no one to go with. So I was like, I'll just buy a £50 ticket at the back of the stalls. And then when I go there, I'll just ask if I can pay the extra 30 and sit at the table. But guess what? She took me to the seat and I didn't have to pay any extra. Table seats. It's an experience like no other. I felt like I was in it. The UK tour of Book of Mormon. This was the third time I saw Book of Mormon. I love this show. I think it's so good. Elder Price had such an interesting voice. He kind of sounded like, the example I gave wasn't good, but he sounded like this. Heavenly Father, where will I go on my mission? The whole time. It was so funny. Hamilton for the third time. I only wanted to go back because Shan Ako was in it. Her voice is so good and her burn. Oh. Waylon Jacobs was Lafayette Jefferson. So good. He was so funny and I'd never seen someone like play him like that before. I don't want to say like kind of effeminate. In a way though, he was, and it was so good. Like, oh my god, it was insane. I saw Dear Evan Hansen. I was like, before it closes, I need to see Sam Tutty as Evan. Sam Tutty was not on. So there's 8 cast members in Dear Evan Hansen and I saw 5 covers. Evan, Zoe, Cynthia, Connor and Jared were all covers and I was like, I got to see like a completely new cast that I'd never seen before. Everyone was so good. I love this show. Then I saw Cabaret for the 4th time. I saw Sally Frith as Sally Bowles. This was her 3rd performance as Sally. I felt so lucky that I got to see her, especially because we weren't even meant to be going to see Cabaret on this day. Our train just got cancelled, so I was like, Dad, all hail my dad. My dad's such a G wonder because I knew someone in the cast. It was a really cool premise, the songs were good and the acting was really good as well. The first preview of Mrs. Doubtfire, there was a showstop actually, there was a showstop like 5 minutes in, but someone I know knows Marcus Collins, so I went through stage door and I went to like the mini cast after party thing. I saw Mrs. Doubtfire again. I did really enjoy the show. I think it's really good. Like, I think it's so funny. It's very feel good and like light-hearted. We Will Rock You. I hate this show. I hate this show. The set was gross. The projection, terrible. The choreography, bad. The story's awful as well. The story is terrible. I mean, the audience loved it, but I think the audience always loves songs that they know. They're like, woo, play that one again. The Glass Menagerie. There is one scene in this play that is 2 characters on stage for half an hour. One scene. It's insane. It was really good. It was well acted. Some of the accents I was a bit like, interesting. Fisherman's Friends. I love sea shanties. I love sea shanties so much. I will say it was too quiet. I really needed to crank it up. It's a sea shanty. I need to feel it. Then I saw Cabaret again. This was the last show of Frafi and Amy Lennox and Omar. I was like, Amy Lennox does not care about ruining her voice in this moment right now, and it was so good. After she sang Maybe This Time, her and Omar were just crying. It was so sad. So many of them left. Climb Way Up, which is a song cycle, my teacher Graham wrote. I go to the Arden Graham teachers at the Arden. It was so good. I like genuinely really loved this show and it was like really moving and the songs were amazing and the lighting was really like minimal, but it was like so effective as well. I loved it. Frantic Assemblies, Othello. This was epic. I like pretending that I know what Shakespeare means. They'll say a joke and the audience laughs and I go, oh. Because I have no idea what's just been said. You know, I said before with As You Like It, I was like, oh, I wish it was a tragedy. Othello's a tragedy, yeah. And there was blood on stage. I loved it. I loved it. It was really cool. The acting was so good and the movement, wow, beautiful. I loved this show. I loved it. She wrote so many famous songs and I was like, what? This this one, it was so good. The music is insane. Like, I love Carole King songs. I didn't realise I knew so many of them, and I love them so much. The Importance of Being Earnest. I won't say much about it because I don't remember that much, but at the end, these two people who are in a relationship, they find out that they're cousins and they don't break up. And they kissed at the end, and everyone else on stage went, ooh, and then no one said anything. I know that it was obviously written a really long time ago, but a single line, please. Because that was like the end moment. It was like, oh, these two people, they're so happy. They're cousins, the colour purple. I cried 7 times at how powerful it was. It's like the story's insane. I don't remember what I was saying because my mum came in, but yeah, hearing her sing I'm Here, I was like, oh, it was so good. I really didn't expect that I would love it so much. It was amazing. Then I saw Blood Brothers again. Like, wait, is this? Oh. I don't really have anything else to say about Blood Brothers. It's very dependable. Let the right one in at the Royal Exchange. This play is unreal. When I'm talking about gore in theatre, this has it down. They hung someone up by his legs and then they slit his throat. So he was like writhing around and blood's like pouring. I was like, there's so much like cool blood moments in this. She stood there and blood just starts pouring from her eyes and all down her face. I was like, then I saw Cabaret again, I saw the new cast, and now I finally have my programme. Callum Scott Howells as the MC. Bro, he is so funny at the start, and the switch in his character is terrifying. This new cast, I just love. I really love Madeline as well. Like, her accent for an American, her British accent, English accent, whatever, is so good. Look at that programme, how gorgeous is that? Wicked. This was my 5th time seeing Wicked. It wasn't good. It was not good. I wanted to go because I wanted to see Lucy Jones as Elphaba. Lucy Jones is not on. I don't think the cast was very strong. Madame Morrible was really good, and you know what? The Wizard was really good. Usually I hate the Wizard song. I'm like, oh, wonderful, sentimental man, but I was like, yeah, Wizard, keep singing. If it gets me away from listening to Fiero for a little bit, I'll listen to it. And Bach as well. The way he spoke was so weird. Like, he goes, with the witch. I'm like, who are you? Mr. Tumble, Justin, I'm Justin, with the witch. I was like, what are you doing? Then I got free tickets through uni to go and see Cinderella at the Hope Mill. The show was so good, and Jacob, he was amazing. And the fairy godmother as well. Oh my god, her voice was insane. Sorry You're Not a Winner, which my friend Dan was in. He's such a good actor, and I love seeing him perform. Like, he's amazing. You know when you can just tell that people are like going to be really successful? Dan Owen is going to be so successful because he's just so good. Then I saw Let the Right One In again. This was the last show, so I was like, oh, I need to see it. Yeah, I'm really glad I got to see the show again before it closed because it was so good. Noughts and Crosses, it was really interesting. One thing I do wish, and I know this sounds really weird, and I know I've kind of given off kind of murdery vibes with my want for gore on stage, but they had a noose on stage at one point. The guy put his head in it, and I was really ready. And then he got saved. I was like, what? You're not gonna hang him? And then they brought the noose out again, and we didn't even see the hanging. I want to see a hanging. What can I say? No. The Mousetrap. I knew who it was. I know it must have been like a mad twist, like when it first, like 70 years ago, but nowadays it's just like, okay. I don't think it ended very satisfyingly. It felt like it just trailed off, and they were like, we'll end this now. Then I went to see this, Betty, a sort of musical. This was insane. Nobody in this cast is a singer. It was kind of awkward to watch because they're not bad enough to be laughable. They're just good enough where you're like, oh, are they trying to be bad, or are they actually just that? Are they bad? Because they're not that bad. It was really weird. I don't want to spend any more time talking about that show. It was weird. And I love Royal Exchange shows, but this one was not good. Going from one extreme to the other, I saw The Ocean at the End of the Lane. Oh my god. This play is so good. The puppetry, the illusions, the lighting, the sound, the acting, the story. Oh my god. I was not expecting this to be like a heartwarming, moving story. I thought it was going to be spooky and scary. Skeleton. At the end, I felt like I really had my soul ripped out. I felt the most internal sadness, but also peace. I don't know what this feeling was. I'd never felt it before. I couldn't stop crying. I've never seen anything like that on stage before. Best of Enemies. I literally only went because it was £15 and Zachary Winter was in it. And I was like, slay. But this play was so good. I didn't know what it was until I was like in the theatre. It was like a political drama. And I was like, God, kill me now. Political drama. Gonna be boring. And it was not. It was so good. I was in Zachary Quinter's eye line every time he looked off stage because he looked directly at me every single time, and I was like, Zachary Quinter! I don't know Gore Vidal. I've never seen him before, but I was like, I know that that's Gore Vidal.
When I said I wanted gore on stage, I didn't mean like this. It's
funny thing I forgot to say that I missed it. It's so late, I'm so tired. David Harewood as well was so good. Like the way that the debate scenes were, it was just so good. Like I don't know how they've acted that. I went to stage door and he's like, did you enjoy it? And I went, yeah, I only came because it was cheap, but I really liked it. And I was like, did I just tell the guy who I just watched in this play that I only came because it was cheap? Idiot. I can't get over Callum Scott Howells in this role. He's so good. I don't know if I really love Madeline as Sally, but like I cannot deny that her cabaret is so good. Like I was sitting in the upper circle and I could see the tears falling onto the stage like as she was singing. Oh my god, I love this show so much, and I'm so excited that it was my last show of the year. Ooh. So I went to the theatre 56 times and I saw 46 different shows, but I'm so lucky that I get to go to theatre all the time. So yeah, I've spoken for way longer than I thought that I would, so I'm just gonna go. Bye.